I think it has started.
Okay. Hello. We are live from Artsar today, and we're going to do a very quick tutorial on how to use sponges and stencils. So right now I've got two stencils, one from Expressions, which is a sort of mandala sort of design, and another one from iCraft, which has a sort of rose design. I'm using just a sponge that I had handy, and I'm using these makeup applicators as well for finer bits that we might need. We're using PBO Studio acrylic colors on one of the clays. So one is iridescent blue green and the other is iridescent red blue, and then we'll try and do three metallics on one clay as well. So in one we'll do two colors, and one we'll do three. This is from Reeves. This is Liquitex Heavy Body Paint and Camel Artist's Acrylic Color. We've got two types of cutters, which we'll come to at the very end. This is Fat Daddy cutters in Teardrop and Marquise. And we have two bases. One is Pearl White Sculpey Premo and Sculpey Black Premo as well. Okay, so I've just got them into sheets to begin. So we will do this on the white. I generally wanted to use white because it shows the colors off best. You can use a roller if you want. Right now I don't have one handy, so I'm just going to use this to press it in so that it doesn't move when I'm applying the colors. And the other one we'll do as we come to it in some time. There we go. So you can use smaller sponges as well. I have this one which has slightly bigger pores. You can use the makeup ones as well, which have really fine pores. They might give you a probably smoother effect, but I am going for a slightly more spongy effect, so this would look good. So you'll need a blob of color directly. Do not use water because otherwise it looks like watery on the stencil as well. So I'm just randomly putting bits of pink in sort of the center of each of the roses that I can see here. You know, a lot of times this technique may be used in distressing in mixed media as well. So for people who do that, this is a fairly easy thing to do. I'm using a small blob of blue green. You can just add more color later if you feel like it. I'm trying to take small bits now because I'm just doing a sort of outline for this color. You just have to make sure that it is evenly coming onto your clay. And don't worry about if it doesn't, you can always do a round 2. So my sponge has collected a bit of pink from the earlier application. And after this I'll do one quick application of the red again to give a more blended effect. You can keep doing this until you are happy with your blending. I think I'm okay with this. Oh, sorry, I forgot this one. And you just peel it off and there you go. As much as possible, you need to wash this as soon as you can or keep it in water. So this is our white. Can you see the shimmer from the pearl colors? And I've given a pearl base as well. If you're using anything apart from a white base, make sure that you don't mix pearl on pearl, because I've tried this with a silver finish and it looked sort of dull and it was kind of interfering with the two different pearl finishes that were there. Okay, we'll move on to the next effect with the expressions stamp, stencil, sorry. I don't know if I want to use the center or should I use these. So I'm just I want a couple of full circles as well as this. I'm just making sure that it's stuck to the base. Here I'm going to try and use these because there are smaller surfaces here plus this, so we'll try and mix this with a. So for this I'm just going to get some color out on my surface. I generally tend to use like both the sides of the makeup brushes. And this is the first time I'm trying all of these colors, so let's hope it looks good. Okay, so I'll start with copper. With this, with this sort of applicator, you have to make sure that the color goes in through the crevices properly. Try the gold right next to it. The thing is, you can't move the stencil once it's put down. I don't know how much of a mixed effect you're going to get in such a small area. So let's try the silver somewhere else here. So this is quite a thick paint. So the Reeves one I found to be quite thick as compared to the So here you can do like color specific also, you don't need to blend them in, so to speak. Because that's why I'm using the smaller applicator. So you see the effect is not the same as it is with the bigger sponge. Can you see there are some spaces that got left behind? So that's a bit of a problem with these smaller applicators and smaller designs also. So make sure you fill them up. And I will try using one of the bigger sponges. I would really like the copper color, so let me try copper. So again, I'm using a small blob. I really like this effect, it looks really good. And I want to try the Liquitex and body paint as well. So this is a finer texture. I'm trying to get the similar sort of effect with the sponge. I'm sure you can find a smaller and finer sponge as well. And the last little bit of copper again to give a nice effect. So I've shown you three different things on this. There you go. Let me close my colors. Okay, let's try unveiling this. There you go. So here you've got distinct outlines. Can you see there's the gold is different, the silver is different. Here you've got a slightly blended outline. Here again you've got two distinct outlines. And here you've got a nice blended effect with the bigger sponge. So these are just one of the simpler methods to use both. I've used these stencils. You can use the ones that you already have. You get some specific for polymer clay as well. And don't worry, if this dries off, you can always peel it off. And I'm just going to quickly go and wash this now. Blue green is looking really good. Blue green is looking very good. Okay, so here you go. I'll show you both the effects again. So this is the one with black and this is the one with pearl white as your base. You'll have to just wait for both of them to dry before you cut them. But this is, I really like the effect on this one. Okay. I'll show us. I'll use a slightly bigger one so you can get that effect in this. Can you see? I've placed it on the clay. My hand is a bit wet. There you go. Bye bye. I hope you enjoy making this.